didn't just take her, he took the whole village. In this story, you see how fear, power, and love collided in the worst way possible, and just how one man became the nightmare everyone prayed against. Make sure you like, subscribe, and watch till the end, because the ending will shock you. The sun was just rising over the red earth of Oyo village, casting long shadows across compounds. Roosters crowed, women swept their yards, and the scent of boiling yam filled the air. It looked like any other morning, but in the house of Baba Adigun, death was already awake. Kunle, his father's voice thundered. Kunle froze where he stood, his hands still stained, not with palm oil, not with soil, but with blood. Where were you last night? Baba Adigun stepped forward, his walking stick hitting the ground with each step like a drumbeat of judgment. Kunle swallowed hard. I went to see Shade. A hot slap cracked across his face before he could finish. You lie, his father roared. They found Tunde's body by the river, his throat cut, and you, he grabbed Kunle's wrist and raised it. You come home like this? The compound fell silent. Even the wind seemed to pause. The village had been alive the previous night with drums. It was the night of the Igbo festival. Ancestors walking among the living. Spirits danced. Masked figures spun widely and chants filled the air. Kunle had gone, not for the spirits, but for Shade. She stood near the shrine, her gele tied perfectly, her eyes shining in the firelight. You shouldn't be here, she whispered when she saw him. My brother is watching. Everyone feared Tunde, a man quick to anger, quicker with a knife. He ruled the streets like a king without a crown. Kunle smirked. Let him watch, I am not afraid. That was a lie. It happened very fast. One moment, Kunle was laughing with Shade. The next, Tunde was there, grabbing his shirt. You think you can disgrace me? Tunde snarled, his breath heavy with palm wine. Kunle tried to pull away. I just came to talk. The first punch landed. The crowd didn't intervene. In the village, fights were entertainment until they turned deadly. Tunde drew a knife. That was when fear turned into instinct. Kunle grabbed a broken bottle from the ground. The glass caught the firelight. Stay back, he shouted, but Tunde rushed him, and in one desperate moment, Kunle struck. I didn't mean to kill him, Kunle whispered, his voice shaking. Baba Adigun stared at him, his face hard as stone. In this land, intention does not wash away blood. Just from outside, voices gathered, angry voices. They are coming, Kunle said. They want justice. No, Baba Adigun replied quietly. They want revenge. The sound of footsteps grew louder. Men, many men. Some carried sticks, others carried cutlasses. At the front was Shade. Her face was streaked with tears, but her eyes held something colder than grief. Bring him out, someone shouted. Baba Adigun looked at his son. For a moment, the anger faded, and all that remained was a father. You have two choices, he said. Face them or run and never return. Kunle's heart pounded. This was his home, his land, his people. But outside our gate was death. Kunle walked towards the door. His father did not stop him. The gate creaked open. The crowd went silent. Kunle stepped out, raising his hands. I didn't mean to kill him, he said. His voice carried across the compound. But I won't run. A murmur spread. Then Shade stepped forward, For a moment, their eyes met. The memory of laughter, of stolen glances, of something that would have been. Then she spoke. "He killed my brother." A man beside her raised his cutlass, and in that instant, everything exploded. The first strike came fast, but Kunle dodged. Someone lunged. He grabbed the man's arm, twisted it, and sent the blade clattering. But there was too many of them. Blows rained down. Kunle fought like a cornered animal, kicking, punching, grabbing anything he could. Blood splattered the red earth. Screams filled the air. Then a gunshot. There was silence. Everyone froze. At the edge of the crowd stood an old hunter, his Dane gun still smoking. "Enough," he barked. "This is not justice. This is madness." The crowd hesitated. Even rage has limits. Kunle lay on the ground, bruised, bleeding, but alive. The hunter stepped forward. The boy wouldn't answer for what he did, but not like animals. Shade turned away, her shoulders shaking. Baba Adigun walked out slowly, standing over his son. "You chose to stay," he said quietly. Kunle wheezed in pain. "It is my home." His father nodded once. "Then you will face what comes in the days that followed." The village would decide Kunle's fate, not by mob, not by revenge, but by tradition. Kunle did not die that day. Some said it was luck, others said it was the ancestors, but the elders said nothing. 3 days later, the entire village gathered at the sacred square. No laughter, no music, only judgment. At the center stood Kunle, his body wrapped in white clothes, bruises still fresh, dried blood clinging to his skin like a second shadow. Opposite him stood Shade. She did not look at him. Between them sat the council of elders, led by Bale Akisiwaju, the oldest man in the village. His voice weak with age, but heavy with authority. "You stand accused," he began, "of spilling blood on sacred ground during the nights of the ancestors." A murmur rippled through the crowd. Kunle raised his head. "I did not go there to fight, but you killed," the Bale replied calmly. There was silence. Even the wind respected that word. "Speak," the Bale commanded. Kunle stepped forward slowly. "He attacked me first. I tried to leave, but he pulled a knife." "Did you strike him?" Kunle hesitated. "Yes." "Was it with intention?" He said no. The elders exchanged glances. One of them, Mama Ige, leaned forward. "In this land, whether the fire was small or big, if it burns a house, it is still destruction." Shade finally spoke. "He took my brother from me." Her voice broke, but only slightly. "He may not have planned it, but I will never see Tunde again." Her words hit harder than any weapon. The Bale closed his eyes for a long moment. When he opened them, the entire village leaned in. "Kunle, son of Adigun, you have brought blood upon this land, and blood demands balance." Kunle clenched his fist. "You will not die," the Bale continued. Gasps spread across the crowd. Shade's head snapped up. "But you will not stay." There was silence again. "You are hereby banished for 7 years." Kunle's breath caught. "And if you return before that time, the land itself will reject you, and the people will finish what was started." Shade's eyes darkened. "That is not justice," she said. The Bale looked at her. "It is balance," he replied. Kunle left that same night. No ceremony, no farewell, only his father standing by the gates. Baba Adigun handed him a small leather pouch. "Money?" Kunle asked. His father shook his head. "No." "Protection?" Inside were charms, old, worn, but powerful. "Out there," Baba Adigun said quietly, "you are no longer a son of this soil. You are alone." Kunle nodded. Then he turned and walked into darkness. Lagos did not welcome him. It swallowed him. The noise, the chaos, the endless movement. It was nothing like the village. Here, no one cared who you were, only how you could survive. For weeks, Kunle struggled. He slept in abandoned buildings, fought for food, ran from gangs, until one night, he stopped running. 3 boys cornered him in an alley. "Your money," one said, holding a rusted knife. Kunle looked at them. Then something inside him snapped. The fight was quick, brutal, silent. And when it was over, 2 of them were on the ground, and the 3rd one ran away. Kunle stood there, breathing heavily, hands shaking again, not from fear, but from recognition. That same feeling, that same moment, the night Tunde died. Word spread quickly. A quiet boy, but dangerous. And that's how he met Musa, a street boss, calm, calculated, but deadly. "I hear you don't fear knives," Musa said, watching him closely. Kunle replied, "Knives don't scare me. People do." Musa smiled. "Good answer." That night, Kunle stopped being a victim and started becoming something else. Years passed. Kunle was no longer the boy from Oyo. He was sharper, harder, and colder. A man shaped by survival. But one thing never left him: Shade, and the village, and the blood. 7 years later, the road back felt longer than it should. But he returned, not as a boy, but as a man with scars the village could not understand. And the moment he stepped into the village, people knew. Whispers spread like wildfire. Kunle is back. Shade stood where he first saw her years ago. But she had changed. She has become stronger, colder, and beside her were men, armed men. She had built something very dangerous. "You came back," she said. "My time is complete," Kunle replied. She stepped closer. "For you, maybe." Her voice dropped, "but not for me." Kunle frowned. "What do you mean?" Shade's eyes burned. "My brother wasn't just a hot-headed man." There was silence. He was part of something bigger. Kunle's chest tightened. "What are you saying?" Shade leaned in. "You didn't just kill my brother. You destroyed a network." Before Kunle could respond, a gunshot echoed. Men rushed in, not villagers, outsiders, armed, deadly, and they weren't there for peace. Shade looked at Kunle, her expression unreadable. "You should have stayed away." Kunle cracked his knuckles slowly. "I tried." Gunfire shattered the silence of the village, not the kind villagers were used to. This was war. Men in black surged through the narrow paths, boots crushing red heads, weapons raised. They moved like they had done this before. Organized, ruthless. The villagers ran, Mothers grabbed their children. Doors slammed, but Kunle did not move, and neither did Shade. They stood facing each other in the chaos. Two people tied together by blood and fate. "You brought this here," Shade said coldly. Kunle shook his head. "No, this followed me." Another gunshot rang out. A man behind them dropped. The villagers were not here to negotiate. They were here to erase. A loud blast echoed. Boom! The old hunter stepped forward again, his then gun smoking. "You bring war into sacred land?" he roared. Behind him, young men of the village gathered. Cutlasses, charms, anger. This was no longer just Kunle's fight. It had become everyone's. One of the attackers stepped forward, removing his mask. A scar ran across his face. "Tunde was one of us," he said. Kunle's jaw tightened. "We built routes, power, money. And you," he pointed at Kunle, "you destroyed it all in one night." Shade's fist clenched. "So it's true," she whispered. Her brother had not just been violent, he had been dangerous. The leader raised his gun. "We take the boy. The rest of you don't matter." Kunle stepped forward. "No." The word was quiet, but final. "I am not running again." Shade looked at him. Really looked this time. For the first time in years, she saw the boy she once knew. Then the shooting started again. It was brutal, close, and messy. Village men clashed with armed attackers. Cutlasses met guns. Charms were thrown. Blood soaked into the same earth that had witnessed Tunde's death. Kunle fought like a man who had nothing left to lose, because he didn't. He reached the scarred leader. They circled each other. "You should have died that night," the man sneered. Kunle replied, "You first." They clashed, knife against strength, rage against survivor. Kunle did not hesitate. The blade went in, clean, final. The scarred leader dropped. Silence spread. The remaining attackers stepped back. Fear replaced rage. Kunle stood there, blood on his hands, chest heaving. Then he spoke. "Leave." No one argued. They ran. The village was shaking, but standing. And for the first time, the people looked at Kunle not as a boy, but as something else, something dangerous, something necessary. Shade approached him slowly. "You've changed," she said. Kunle nodded. "So have you." She looked at the bodies, then back at him. "My brother was part of darkness, and now so are you." Kunle did not deny it. "I don't run from what I am anymore." Silence stretched between them. Then Shade said quietly, "Then don't run this village. Rule it." Months passed. Kunle rebuilt the village, but differently. There were stronger defenses, alliance with hunters, quiet connections to the same network he once fought. No one touched Oyo again, because now it belongs to him. Months later, Kunle stood under the palm tree, the same place it all began. Shade stood beside him, not as a victim, not as revenge, but as a partner in something bigger. "You became what you hated," she said. Kunle looked at the horizon. "No," he replied calmly. "I became what this land needed." In life, you don't always choose your story. Sometimes, blood writes it for you.